Hi, it is Lisa from Lady Norway Energy Healing here, coming at you on the 13th of October. It's a Friday the 13th, and I'm just checking in and doing a little thing about the solar eclipse, which is coming up tomorrow on the 14th. Here on the West Coast, it's like at about 10:44, 45 or something like that a.m. Looks like it might be a bit cloudy here, but solar eclipse, new moon in Libra, annular ring of fire coming up tomorrow. It's actually the new moon in Libra. So the solar eclipse is when the moon stands between the sun and the earth, blocking the light of the sun. There'll be a ring of fire is what it'll look like. So that's kind of cool. And there could be like a burning up or burning away of themes or energies based in Libra energies, being that it is in Libra. It's also that the energies of the North Node and South Node. So Libra is the South Node right now. And so some of the themes about Libra, about relationships, balance, compromise. It's be about your partnerships and relationships, one-to-one relationships, contracts, cooperative relationship, legal disputes, quarrels, even mediation, negotiations. Balance being that it's Libra and the scales. I partner being that it's a new moon in Libra and it's the solar eclipse or annular eclipse, which annular means ring. This could be, being that it's an eclipse, you know, they're pretty activating, pretty intense energies. They can be pretty intense. The nodes of fate are always involved in every eclipse, and so there'll be some activation with the nodes, even if they're not in your natal North Node and South Node. Just on a collective level, the nodes of fate in Aries and the South Node in Libra there'll be some activations. Also too, like where your own North Node and South Node fall in your birth chart, you know, there could be some types of aspects there, depending. You'd have to look at your natal chart. It's pretty, yeah, there's all the layers depending on which house it falls in, and what planets are involved, and with the transits and how they affect your natal chart. I mean, it's involved, but it's kind of interesting and many layers, and I'm super getting into it pretty deep. But yeah, you just have to look at your natal chart and see where things will be affecting you. But as a collective, being that it is a new moon in Libra and it is a solar eclipse, we're going to be activated as a whole. You know, that's some of the energies and themes of Libra. Also, you know, there's also, you can think of Aries as well, whereas that's the North Node. But the South Node is a karmic point in your birth chart, and it symbolizes the things that come naturally to you, the things that you're familiar with, and it's what you brought with you from your past incarnation into this one. And these are the things that you can fall back on because you feel familiar with them. It's about your instincts and you know, what you're good at, what comes easy to you, I guess. Whereas the North Node is it's a karmic point in your natal chart that, you know, symbolizes your pathway to growth, what you should do, and, you know, where you should head, sort of like your North Star in this soul's incarnation. It tends to be people in situations that push you out of your comfort zone. See, so South Node, comfort zone, North Node, not so comfortable zone. But it's good. It's a good thing to do. It's like, you know, like anything that pushes you out of your comfort zone, there's always so much growth and almost so much learning and expansion that happens. You know, it's challenges usually that offer the potential for growth, and it's your soul's path in this incarnation. So they're both kind of big things. And mine is, my south node in my natal chart is in Cancer, and my north node is in Capricorn. So, and I've got, so Pluto's playing around with my north node. Pluto went direct on the 10th of October. That can be a little bit, it can be a little off-putting, being that Pluto is the, the planet of change and transformation, death and rebirth. It has its positives and it has its negatives, but Pluto's positive aspects are healing and transformation and growth and expansion, empowerment. Negative trait of Pluto would be power struggles, sort of destruction. Yeah, so this is where, it could be that sort of blowing up and, kind of, sort of has that little bit of that tower vibe to it or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be negative, but, it can shake stuff up. So the north node is in, so just like the south node's in Libra, so that's what's happening, is the south node's being activated, south node of the moon. And so I just going to say about the Aries, the north node is in Aries, it's the opposite of Libra. It's associated with the first house, and it's I am. And in Aries is about the mask that we wear for others to see and the lens which we see the world. The first house tells us a lot about someone's personality, temperament, constitution, how you approach the outer world, and how you're received by others as well. It's our instinctive reactions and our first step forward. The first house is associated with Aries usually. So these themes are all in there. It's just how the layers work, and it's just interesting that these energies can be sort of, being that the north node is in Aries, and being that this eclipse is in Libra, which is the south node, this is the other side of it. This is the other side of it. So there's all these energies that just sort of like lay upon one another. They're just layers. They're like, peeling back the onion kind of thing. And so this kind of stuff can be part of whatever's happening too for you. So it's just information, which I found interesting, that it's a cardinal fire sign ruled by Mars, and it's associated with the action in the world of identity. It marks the beginning of the spring equinox. It's about assertiveness, autonomy, like it's about being energized, impulsiveness, fearlessness, impatience, selfishness even, beginnings, pioneering, adventure, warrior, vitality, recklessness, action, and joy. These are some of the keywords for Aries. Yeah, so that's that, and then of course, and then Libra is I partner. So there's I am, I partner. Libra is about balance. Maybe it's about balancing those things. It's about relationships. So this would come to light maybe with this solar eclipse. It's basically some things like in your relationships and your one-to-one partnerships, people in your life. Maybe things will come up around that need to be, with the eclipse. The energies of eclipses can be intense. And if you think back to when in April and May of this year, 2023, there was a solar eclipse in Aries on the 19th, and there was a lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 5th of May. And so if you can think of what was happening then, what challenges or what changes or what came up, what changes you've made, what healing have you done, what releasing did you do, did you start something, like what intentions did you set then, have you released them, have you, healed them, are you moving on, are you holding on? Like there's these things that might come up again. Sometimes these themes, if they haven't been healed, they might come up in these energies that are coming forward now. And this is what, will definitely shine that light onto the things that need to be released. Also, being that, this is not like a full moon, but because it's an eclipse, it's a new moon. So you still got to think about it being a new moon in Libra, which is, all the things that I talked about. Libra, first house, or pardon me, seventh house. Those energies and themes you know, this is where this burning off possibly of this ring of fire, or this, you know, maybe there's a burning away of things. Maybe this is the last little bit that you needed, that leg up to kind of like get rid of what you know, what no longer is serving you. Or also just even like setting things in motion, like that you had started back in April and in May. You know, the things that you set intentions at that point, and, you know, like whatever those are, like what do they look like now for you? Like, are they still serving you? Like, do you need to release them from your energetic body? Do you need to, you know, change things up? And sometimes with these eclipses and with the other things that are coming around, because there's also like it opposes, so the ring of fire eclipse opposes Chiron, which is retrograde in Aries. So there's another added layer of like the wounded healer, Chiron, and all the things that Chiron brings into the mix. And it squares Pluto, which is at the tail end of Capricorn, which has just come direct because it was retrograde, and it just came direct on the 10th. So that's like the 10th of, so it's like the 10th day of the 10th month, so it's 10-10. So that's kind of like a numerologically, that's quite a 10-10 is kind of a big deal too. And yeah, so that can have a little bit of play into what's happening, right? So you've got Pluto doing his thing, and then, you know, I look at it too with the North Node and the South Node, like Aries and Libra. I think of Mars and Venus, because Mars rules Aries and Venus rules Libra and Taurus. And I'm looking at, like, so for myself, what's come up for me is like the masculine, the balance between the masculine and the feminine within my life, but in myself as well. And so, you know, that can be intense too. And, you know, sometimes these eclipses will bring up truths. They'll bring up things that you haven't seen. You know, Pluto, like I said, Pluto being in the mix can kind of bring up something from the shadow, or from the subconscious or the unconscious that needs to be dealt with. You know, Mars and Venus are considered the cosmic lovers, the planets in astrology. And so Venus is about what you attract, who you attract, and what you love, partnerships, how you relate to others, beauty, pleasure, kindness, harmony, appreciation for the finer things in life. Some of Venus's positive expressions are love and being gentle, caring, attracting, harmony. So harmony is a big one for me. It's coming up, harmony with this. And the negative aspects or energies of Venus can be manipulative, lazy, weak-willed, lethargy, and gluttony. So, and then with Mars, it's the ruler, it rules Aries, and it's about competing, and it's about action and speed. And without Mars, we would get nothing done. So it's kind of it's our fuel, kind of, and it's our initiative and our drive, our power, our will. So the positive positive aspects could be aliveness, courage, action, willfulness, energetics or energized, energy. Negative can be anger, aggressiveness, brashness, recklessness, brutishness. You know, so with these energies coming into what we're doing, what's coming up with the Libra solar eclipse, you know, this is maybe what we need to do, is like be able to take the two things and kind of find the balance before we, you know, whatever we're being triggered with, because obviously eclipses can be very triggering as well. The intentions that we put forth in an eclipse have more weight, more energetic weight, more potential, you know, being that the energies are higher and more intense. Truths can be revealed. You know, we can learn things about ourselves or people in our lives that we didn't really want to see, maybe, or we knew but we didn't want to deal with it, or whatever. They can bring on sudden shifts. Eclipses can bring on sudden shifts, changes, but miracles too. You know, like it doesn't have to be all bad. You know, it can be good. It's just that they can be intense and they can be overwhelming, but, you know, having the heads up, obviously going in knowing that this could be the case, you know, it's, you can use the Libra energies to be able to take a step back and take a breath and take a beat and say, okay, stop, find that balance. And before stepping forward, before speaking, before writing, before saying whatever the things that you take action with, like Aries. You know, also this, you can use the Mars and Aries to muster up the courage for and the self-confidence. You need to face those shadows or face the uncomfortable things that need to be said or need to be done when it comes to your relationships and, you know, the people in your lives and business partnerships, all those things that I was talking about. And, you know, use those energies to help you know that you are enough and you deserve healthy relationships in your life, ones that nurture your growth and expansion. And, you know, and let go of the ones that don't. And like, this could be the time when you figure that out. These energies can help you do that. And, you know, sometimes you can do them yourself. Sometimes it'll just happen, you know. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be like Hollywood drama. It can just be, you know, classy and subtle too. It's just that, you know, it'll be helpful. These energies will be helpful. This eclipse will help when it comes to your relationships and what you do for people, and, you know, how, if you know, especially if you're an overdoer or a people pleaser or whatever, you know, that can, you can come to terms with why that is, and you know, figure that out for yourself, and you know, make different choices. And it is all about perspective and perception as well. Like, you know, you can make a lot of changes just by changing how you think about things as well. And this new moon in Libra, this eclipse, will help with that as well. And I just think about like just action with balance and you know, autonomy, empowerment, harmony, and that all equals to me freedom. So that's what has come up for me in this solar eclipse. I know that when I look back at in April and May, huge shifts, lots of really incredible stuff happened. I headed in a direction, I planted seeds, you know. I'm doing my business, and, you know, things are unfolding. You know, I had some things that I thought I wanted to do, they didn't work out. You know, I think what I'm going to do with this too is recognize my ability to take risks. And if they don't work out, big deal. You know, like, you just try and you try again. And in those moments of being able to do things, putting yourself out there, for one, this is one of the big ones for me, which it has been, just because I've always felt, you know, that whatever, you know, self-confidence, stuff like that. You know, that is just, it's important to take risks in life. And it's important to realize that when you do take a risk, that there is going to be an opportunity for failure. And that doesn't have to be like failure, like, oh gosh, I'm a loser. It's just that it didn't work out. Failure to launch, you know, so like, no big whoop. It's just, you know, go back to the drawing board and then you try again. And, you know, it's when then what you learn in that process is really what it's all about. But, you know, it's not easy to put yourself into situations where you're not going to do, when you're not going to do 100%, like, you know, there's all that perfection that gets wrapped up in it, you know, where you think it's got to be perfect and it has to look a certain way and it has to be a certain way and all that jazz. But, you know, I've realized that that's not the case. And I just going to keep pushing myself and keep going forward and pushing myself out of my comfort zone and doing things that, like, I want to do, and say the things that I want to say, spread the message that I want to spread, and be in service with the work that I do, and continuing to teach people how to heal themselves, you know, through my story and my journey. And yeah, I think that's what I've come to realize, and that's what I'm in the process of like accepting in this, you know, because I know that we're, you know, the eclipse is tomorrow, but we're in the energies of it now. And yeah, I just feel that, you know, as a wild of a ride as it can be, it's still worth it, and it's going to be good, even if it's, you know, not great. For, you know, things can happen too where it can be like life altering, and changes in directions can happen really quickly and abruptly. And, you know, sometimes, like, I'm a fixed sign, so I mean, I can be hanging on with both hands and saying, no way, I don't want to change, or I don't want this to change. But, you know, come to realize that that's just how it goes sometimes, and you just, you know, you just go with the flow, and recognize that in the times when it's the worst, say things happen out of your control, and you're, you know, it's harsh. You know, you look at the world right now, and it's like, you can see that out there. It's in there, right? But these things are happening for our highest good. Even though I can say, like, at times it feels like, how could that possibly be? But it always ends up that's the case. And I guess the sooner that we get okay with that, the better, the less suffering we will have. But yeah, easier said than done, that's for sure. But yeah, so, you know, not all doom and gloom. It can be kind of heavy at times, these things, but they're good too. And I just hope that everybody is really thinking about the things that they want to do in their lives, and the people that they have in their lives. Hopefully they're, you know, they're there for their highest good, and the growth that they need, and the lessons that they need and to learn, and to people take away what they need to take away, and love each other, and, you know, just keep shining your light, and doing your best, and trying your best to be better. And that's all I can do, and that's all everyone can do, is just, you know, try your best, and then try to do better. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. And I chose a card for myself, from, it's a Diana Cooper. It's a little angel card, and it's acceptance. It says, acceptance means unconditional love. The angels remind you to accept everyone exactly as they are, without judging, blaming, or wanting to change them. When you are totally accepting, you bear no malice towards anyone or anything. Harmlessness through acceptance is a high state of being, and this is a difficult quality for humans to embrace, for it is a divine quality. Nevertheless, the angels are drawing it to your attention now. You are also asked to accept yourself. When you truly do so, you feel centered and confident, and your divine self is revealed. And the affirmation is, I accept myself and others. I accept myself and others. So that's a good one. Yeah, I thought it was pretty ideal for what's going on. And yeah. So yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff that I am doing, that I'm adding to my repertoire of some more videos. And I've got my website, ladynorwayenergyhealing.com. Check it out. I got some stuff on there. I started a blog. I don't know what I'm doing, but I decided I wanted to do a blog, whatever that means. It's basically just another place for me to shine my light and share my story, and, you know, hopefully be able to put some stuff together that's interesting and that you want to look at. So you can look at that. That's on there. And subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Just want to see how it goes. You know, I don't really push too much about that, but yeah, I just kind of want to check it out and see what happens if more people comment and like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, see what happens if I get more traffic, or if it changes how my videos are being seen. Just you know, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, if you want to, go for it. I would appreciate it. So on that note, yeah, check out my website. I've got a link there that you can join up to my newsletter, see what goings on and what's happening, deals, special treatments, da-da-da-da-da. Have a little look-see. Hope this finds you well, and namaste, and happy solar eclipse, new moon in Libra. Tomorrow, October 14th. We will see you on the next one. Okay, ciao for now. Bye.